delicious. It also could be a great treat after you finish this crazy race called the Spartan Race. This was something that happened over the course of the weekend down at the Rito Carleton Raceway, but there's lots of opportunity for people once they get inspired and once they figure out how cool this is to be able to take part in a couple of other events that are happening over the course of the summer. Iron Angel is here. Angelina Armstrong, man, great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and so I'm looking over at your legs, only because they're like, there's little tiny little things of everything going on. This is the result of probably one of the best things that you've done, though, right?
It is.
So what was this weekend like?
It was amazing, so amazing that I took my 12-year-old son, and he's much too young to be doing it, of course, but this is his second year. We did it last year together, and the little darling beat me both years. So he's an athlete regardless, and I train him. So of course he did. There we are there. That's at the end of this one. I'm very proud of him. And that's my youngest son. That was day 2 because I did it both days. So I was a little muddier day 2. The first day it was muddy, but I mean we were the first heat.
Yeah.
And then the second day I was the first heat as well. But because of after having a whole day of people running through the mud and whatnot, there's my little guy. That's the Spartan Junior. That's Jackson. He's 5. He had a blast.
So explain to people what this is, because there were so many entrants they actually had to create a second day. There was like 6,000 people doing this. So this one was a 5K race.
It's a 5K run.
Right.
With about 10 to 15 obstacles, and this is the second year it's been in Canada. As far as I know, it's the second year. Last year there was one day, and it was at Camp Fortune. So last year the hills were probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Like, unless you hill train,
it was tough.
It was tough. The obstacles didn't seem as hard. Where this year, it was the mud. The mud got us, and I mean the obstacles were great too.
What kind of obstacles are you looking at then over a course like this?
Cargo nets. You're climbing cargo nets. There's rope. I mean, and if you have good upper body strength, you can pull yourself up the rope. If you don't make it, then you do 30 burpees. I have to say, I did it both days, and I did every obstacle, so no burpees.
So you count. So if you know that you can actually do the obstacle, then you opt to do. You opt for whatever is the other option. So you're climbing, you're crawling in
under mud, crawling under barbed wire, electric fences.
Some people right now are going, "This is crazy. Why would you want to do this?" But this is another kind of way for people to take,
everybody's into extreme sports, right? So everybody's kind of into the extreme and something different, and this just takes different and goes with it. It's safe. Now, I mean, if you have injuries, unfortunately things can go wrong. I mean, the mud is slippery. Like I said, day 1 was a lot different in the sense that day 2, I mean, it was muddy day 1, and it was rainy on Saturday. Like, it was rainy, it was yucky. But by Sunday, like I said, again, I'm so glad I was the first heat. It was wickedly slippery. The mud was, and I mean, I wear those Vibram 5 fingers, so I'm like barefoot with my shoes. And the second day, a few times, it felt like they were going to pull off because of the mud was suction. There was a lot
to it. Now, you train people. Could someone who's just starting out kind of say, "This is an adventure I want to try," or you had the hardcore people that are like, "No, I'm going hard at this course."
Yeah, anyone. I believe. I mean, if you train, you can definitely do it. Like I said, my 12-year-old did it. And I mean, he's like 75 pounds soaking wet, and he did it. And I mean, I train him. I've been training him since he was, somewhat young, probably about 8 or 9. He's been lifting kettlebells, and my 5-year-old swings a kettlebell. He doesn't do anything overhead, but anyone can do it. I had girls that were like, "Oh, I don't think I can do this." And then I said, "All right, well, let's train and get you there."
And there are some more coming up. So there are a number of races. If this is something that, you saw a lot of coverage in the newspapers too, a couple coming up.
Yes, there's this coming weekend and at Mont Tremblant, there's they call it the Super Spartan. It's a 12-kilometer race. I would love to do it. I have a very busy life. I mean, I train every day. I'm actually doing, for Lululemon Westboro, I'm at Fitness on the Beach Fridays at 5 p.m. So I'm kind of committed to other things as well. And Westfest is this weekend too, and I'll be there at 1 on Sunday. But so there's that race, and then they have their 5K at Mont Tremblant is Sunday, and then at the end of the month, I think it's the 24th.
There's another one coming back to Camp Fortune. So there are a number of them. If you want to just, Google and Spartan Race and then put in the region. You should be able to find more information. You're doing some training. Information is listed there. And you're going to be doing some training with Jeff Hopper in this second segment, so we can have more information on that. We do have to take a commercial break. Still plenty more to come here on CTV Morning Live. We'll be in the kitchen. We're also going to be talking with the Mary Dairy. That's all coming your way.